Welcome to Red Moon Anime. Today we're diving into the epic finale of DanDaDan Season 1. No more waiting, let's jump right in. The episode kicks off with Momo, Okarun, and Gigi bringing Hana to Seiko's house and requesting that Seiko let Hana stay. They mention that since she already has a cat, it wouldn't hurt to have Hana as well. Hearing this, Turbo Granny argues not to compare her to a nobody like Hana, who doesn't even eat. Seiko then asks what happened to Taro. Momo explains that Taro went back to the chemistry lab and mentioned he could be an anatomical model without worries as long as Hana is okay. She also adds that Taro will sneak out of school at night to come and visit Hana. The three then beg Seiko to let Hana stay. Seiko finally agrees and asks about the golden ball, to which Momo responds that it was just a Christmas ornament. Seiko then announces it's time to eat and tells them to pull up the table. Momo invites Okarun to stay and eat with them. While setting the dining table, Gigi helps Momo and jokes around, making her laugh. He notices some lint in her hair, removes it, and Momo thanks him. Seeing this interaction, Okarun becomes jealous. He remembers Taro's words to Hana about not letting the one you love slip away and resolves to act. Okarun interrupts Momo and Gigi, claiming there's lint on her and boldly declares he won't hold back anymore. When Momo asks what he's fighting against, Okarun starts singing the Slam Dunk theme song. Gigi joins in, dancing around Momo, leaving her confused. She tells them they're in the way, and Seiko yells at them to settle down, warning that they'll kick up dust. Both Okarun and Gigi quickly apologize. Seiko then tells Momo that she needs to stay at Gigi's house this weekend and advises her to pack her essentials. This angers Momo, who demands to know why Seiko would say something like that. Okarun asks why Momo is going to Gigi's house, and Momo explains that his house is cursed and she's going to exorcise the ghost there. She also clarifies that this is why Gigi has come to their house. Okarun becomes upset, assuming Momo planned to go alone with Gigi. Momo assures him that she was going to ask him to join because she felt uneasy going alone. Hearing this, Okarun becomes excited and agrees enthusiastically, suggesting they quickly exorcise the ghost so Gigi can return home. The scene then shifts to the school at midnight, where a group of children gathers to play with the haunted boat. Suddenly, they hear the sound of someone running. It's Taro, on his way to meet Hana. The children are frightened as Taro breaks a window to escape the school. He catches a train to Kamigo City, but collides with a truck on the way, breaking into pieces. Meanwhile, Hana and Momo wait for him until 4 a.m. Momo puts a blanket over Hana and reassures her that Taro will definitely come. As morning arrives, Taro finally appears. Momo wakes up, and Taro thanks her for waiting with Hana. He also promises to come on time from now on. Meanwhile, Gigi sits terrified in his room, unable to sleep as the face of the ghost keeps appearing in front of him. The next day, all three of them leave for Gigi's house and play cards on the train. Okarun is very bad at playing cards and refuses to play anymore. To comfort Okarun, Gigi starts sharing candy with everyone. However, the candy reminds Momo of a childhood candy shop. Gigi reveals that he bought the candy from that exact candy shop and mentions that it was a surprise that the candy shop still exists. He starts talking to Momo about their childhood and that candy shop. Meanwhile, Okarun gets jealous again after seeing this and thinks that he's fed up with his own shortcomings. However, he can't do anything about this feeling and tries to take his mind off it by focusing on getting his nut back. Okarun keeps thinking about his nut all the way until they get off the train and catch a bus without talking. Suddenly, Momo asks Okarun what's wrong. Okarun suddenly shouts, "My nut!" This makes Momo laugh, and she tells Okarun that he's thinking about his nut too much. Gigi asks if it's an inside joke and starts cracking more jokes, making Momo laugh harder. Okarun then thinks he has to do something to get Momo's attention. He shouts that he wants to talk about tsuchinokos, creatures that look like snakes. Okarun claims that Tsuchinoko is real, explaining that 100 years ago, no one believed gorillas were real either, and Tsuchinokos will become famous like gorillas. Hearing this, Gigi says he's heard stories of a big snake in his village. There's a shrine there, over 200 years old, where a snake is worshipped, and it's called the Tsuchinoko Shrine. Hearing this, Momo says she wants to see the shrine too. Okarun adds that there's also a shrine for a mummified kappa, saying it's quite common to have such shrines. Now Gigi becomes interested in Okarun's knowledge. Okarun realizes that this is the first time he's talked to someone other than Momo about a shared interest for such a long time. Gigi thinks Okarun is amazing for knowing so much and says Okarun would make a great friend. Hearing this, Okarun is shocked. Gigi tells Okarun that if he's Momo's friend, then he's his friend too. Okarun agrees but says he's an awkward guy. Momo gets angry and tells Okarun he shouldn't say that. Meanwhile, Okarun thinks Gigi is such a nice guy that it's hard to hate him. After this, they reach Gigi's village, and Momo notices there are many hot springs. Gigi explains that his dad conducts research on volcanoes here, which is why their family moved to the area. Momo asks if the volcano might erupt, to which Gigi replies it last erupted 200 years ago and has been quiet ever since. After climbing many stairs, they finally reach Gigi's house. Upon seeing Gigi's house, Momo says she doesn't feel any evil power here and needs to rest first. Then Okarun notices something in the forest, but doesn't pay much attention to it and goes inside Gigi's house. The scene shifts to the forest, where creepy people are seen watching them since they entered the village. After inspecting the house thoroughly, Momo concludes there are no ghosts here. Gigi tells them that a spirit medium claimed there's an evil shadow in the house. Momo believes the ghost may be hiding and will reveal itself at night. If the ghost is weak, it can easily hide from her senses. This is good news, because Momo can easily defeat such a ghost. Hearing this, Gigi becomes happy and goes to get juice for Momo. Momo asks Okarun to sit near her, saying the ghost will appear at night, so they should rest until then. As soon as Okarun sits, Momo says she's going to take a bath in the hot spring. Okarun asks what they'll do if the ghost shows up. Momo assures him she'll be back before evening. After Momo leaves, Okarun and Gigi start playing football. Okarun struggles to kick properly, but thinks that if he learns a trick, he can impress Momo. While playing, Gigi suddenly asks Okarun if he likes Momo. Hearing this, Okarun is shocked. Meanwhile, Momo is sitting in the hot spring, thinking it's good she brought Okarun and Gigi together, as Okarun didn't have any friends. Okarun tells Gigi that Momo was his first friend and that he respects her a lot. Gigi responds that he loves Momo's personality and face. Hearing this, Okarun says he loves her too. The two begin arguing over who loves Momo more. Gigi insists he's Momo's childhood friend and wins. Then Okarun remembers the time he accidentally kissed Momo and starts blushing. As Momo prepares to leave the water, 5 men enter and make lewd comments about her. Meanwhile, Okarun and Gigi are exhausted from playing. Gigi extends his hand in friendship, but when Okarun accepts it, Gigi grabs him and says he must admit defeat. Suddenly, Okarun notices something about Gigi's house. Gigi also realizes there's a hidden wall in the house that might conceal a secret room. He takes out a hammer to investigate. Back at the hot spring, the men ask Momo if she's alone, claiming this is a co-ed bath. Momo notices an old sign but can't read it. The men get into the water, blocking her way. Momo feels danger and wonders if her psychic powers can help. She recalls that wolves scatter when their leader is struck and prepares to attack the leader. However, the man is faster, grabbing her and pulling her into the water. Meanwhile, Gigi strikes the wall with a hammer, creating a hole. He discovers a secret room filled with thousands of talismans, shocking both him and Okarun. And that's a wrap for this episode and Season 1. But the mystery doesn't end here. What's the secret behind Gigi's house? What ghost is lurking inside? And who were those attackers targeting Momo? We'll have to wait until July next year for answers. In the meantime, what anime should we dive into next? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and share it with your fellow anime fans. Don't forget to subscribe to Red Moon Anime and ring the bell for more epic anime content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.